Hello, welcome to the Adventist Healthcare and You podcast. I'm Shanna, and joining me today is my co-host Nimit. Welcome, Nimit.
Hi, how are you doing, Shanna?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Well, we've got a great topic today. We are talking healthy eating and good nutrition. And so something we all need to know more about probably. I know I do.
I definitely do as well, so I'm very excited about today's topic.
Yep. So we're joined today by Sabrine Krazum with Core Life. Welcome, Sabrine.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Sabrine is the Director of Dietetics for the Maryland West region at Core Life. Sabrine, can you tell us just a little bit about what Core Life is for our listeners that might not be aware?
Yeah, so Core Life is a clinic. We have them all across Maryland, North Carolina, Alabama. So the patient will be able to come to Core Life. It is an interdisciplinary approach. They will be able to meet with the registered dietitian, the nurse practitioner, the licensed clinical social worker, and our personal trainer.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, we're really happy to have you. Like I said, we're going to talk about healthy eating and good nutrition. It's, something that I don't always think about when I cook and when I'm planning meals. And I kind of reminded about it when I look at my son and I'm trying to get him to eat fruit and all of that. So we're just going to talk a little bit about some myths and some healthy eating tips for everyone to, just start eating a little healthier. So Sabrine, let's start off with some myths about nutrition that people may have.
Okay, yes. There's so many out there that I hear all the time. So one that I hear often is fruit has too much sugar. So yes, there's sugar in fruit, but also in fruit, there's fiber. And I always tell my patients fiber is, let's say, the key to life, right? So women should have at least 25 grams daily. Men should have 35 grams. Fiber, it helps, decrease your risk of diabetes, hypertension, heart disease. Fiber also thermic effect of food, just eating it, digesting it, breaking it down in the body. We actually burn more calories. So you're losing that when you don't have fruit, right? Also, fruit has phytochemicals that, fight against cancer, vitamins, minerals that you can't get in other food. So there's a lot of benefits to fruit.
Okay. So let me ask one question.
Yeah.
So when you said as a woman, I need 25 grams of fiber.
Yes.
How much is that? And for men, 30?
35.
35 for
and then
men.
as, different age groups, it will change.
So what does that mean in is one banana? Is that one apple? What does that mean in the amount that I should be eating?
So yes, fruit has fiber. I could say 3-4 grams depending on the fruit. But let's say you want to talk about other high fiber foods that we can look at. I would say beans is one of the best ones.
Okay.
Half a cup of beans, that's around 7 grams right there.
Okay.
Your brown rice, so your whole grains.
Okay.
And that's easier ways to get some fiber in.
Okay.
I think many times when people think about nutrients, fibers is usually something they don't think about.
Yeah.
I think that something gets missed many times. So it's really good to know that.
Yeah, it really does.
Okay. Any other myths?
Yes. How about that we have to detox our bodies?
Yes. Let's talk
Often
about
hearing
that. Yes.
I feel like that's like a new fad.
I know. Yeah.
Kills me. Sorry.
Well, let's talk about that
Yeah,
because
talk
you
about
hear
that.
about people doing detox diets and things like that. Let's talk about that's not good.
It's usually a gimmick, a scam. So really, because your body does it for free. Your kidneys are flushing out the toxins. Your liver is, filtering out other toxins. So these pills and these shakes, it's not necessary. It's just something that people are spending money that really your body's doing it for you.
When people are thinking about detoxing on a diet like that, are they thinking it's going to just flush out their system and you don't really need to do that and really you just need to eat healthier?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Maybe if, they ate out a little bit and they're a little bloated and they think, yes, it's going to help me decrease that bloating, flush out all, but it's really not.
Okay. Just drink lots of water.
Just drink water. Exactly.
Lots of water. Okay.
That's exactly what you need.
All right. Another myth?
Eating late at night. A lot of patients will seem to think that, they're going to gain weight more at night versus in the day. But really, let's say you consult with your registered dietitian and you usually are going to be given an amount of calories, right? And macronutrients, and we can get into that later. But if let's say you ate all your calories throughout the day and then you ate at night, maybe that could be an issue But let's say you didn't eat all the calories at night. I mean, in the day, I'm sorry. And then you ate them at night. That doesn't mean you're necessarily going to add, more weight or you're going to get off your weight loss plan. So it's really how many calories you're eating throughout the day, right? Mm-hmm. The whole entire day.
Okay.
I eat every day at night. That's not an issue.
Okay.
So there's no correlation between when people eat and I guess when people go to sleep right after
No.
that? Oh.
No, there really isn't. That's a myth.
I think for myself, when I think about when at night, if it's later in the evening and my son's gone to sleep and I have some alone, I'm able to just kind of relax. I'm like, oh, that bowl of ice cream sounds good. Or I like salty snacks. Nimit has shared.
I like my salty
He
food.
likes salty snacks too. I like the chips, and I'll start with the chips too because it's
yes.
And so maybe it's just more moderation.
And how much are you
And how much am I eating?
And what
It's
are you
moderation?
doing?
Right.
Exactly. Are you making a balanced snack at night? Maybe you're having a serving of chips and you're pairing that with a protein source or something, or you're having yogurt and some fruit. So it's not a problem, but you are right. We should be looking at the portion size and what are we having at night. And maybe if you have gastric reflux, maybe that could affect you, going to sleep if you're going to be eating right before bed, right?
Right.
So different, I guess it would be individualized.
Yeah, but look at what you're eating versus just cutting yourself off, completely.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That would be my...
So speaking of like salt, how much salt is too much salt? I mean, when I eat chips, I like to eat the entire bag. I'm not going to mention the size of the bag, but how much salt is too much?
Well-
Damn it, we have something in common. I also like the entire bag of chips.
So too much salt. Well, the recommendation is 2,300 milligrams per person. But the average intake is usually around 3,400 milligrams. So half a teaspoon more than that. So I would say, read your labels, maybe something lower. I would say less than 200 milligrams of sodium per product.
Okay.
So look for, healthier snacks. If you're looking at chips, maybe going for like Bonitos.
Okay. Is that a lower sodium chip?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other myths?
Carbs are bad.
Okay.
Everybody seems to really, want to take them out of their diet, that it's going to make them, gain more weight. But like I said, fiber, carbs are found in fiber. And that is the one macronutrient that I would say the average American is missing. The average intake is about 10 grams daily. So like we said earlier, women should have 25, men should have 35. So you're losing that when you cut your carbs.
Okay.
And also with carbs, if you're cutting them out, that's your first source of energy. So let's say we work out, right? Your body stores carbohydrates in your muscle to use later as energy. So, we're depleting that energy source.
So you mentioned carbs are bad, and we mentioned a little earlier detox diet type things. Are there, and I hear those as, those are popular diets out there. Are there fad diets that people should be staying away from?
Yes. I would say all fad diets.
Okay.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
The keto, the South Beach diet, Atkins, celery cleanses nowadays.
Oh, I've never heard of a
I
celery.
actually heard about that.
Did you?
I
I've never heard
There's
of a
book
celery
on it
cleanse.
too, I think.
Yes.
It's
Oh, that just
like a juicer, like a celery
yes,
juicer.
you just juice your celery. That's all you eat. Drink all day. All day.
now. I like celery, but
yeah.
not maybe juiced.
Yeah, dip it in peanut butter, have that balanced snack. That's great.
Yeah.
But yes, not the juice. And you're taking out all the nutrients when you're juicing it.
Okay.
And is that sustainable to live off, drink juice all day?
Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah, probably not. So you mentioned, the fad diets aren't sustainable.
Uh-huh.
And so really when it comes down to trying to lose weight or eating healthier, it really is a lifestyle change versus try something for 3 months and then you've reached some goal that you've set and you can stop.
Exactly. I like to tell my patients to really focus on the balanced plate method.
Okay.
So that is the USDA.org. So the plate is half your plate is fruits and vegetables. You'll always have one carbohydrate serving and one protein serving, right? Whether you want to have a piece of chicken and some brown rice and the other, the half of the other plate is spinach and broccoli. That would be a balanced plate.
Okay. So it's really about portion sizes.
Portion sizes.
So is there like a recommended portion size for like a piece of chicken or?
Yeah, I guess you could say your piece of meat could be the size of your fist.
Okay.
Or a deck of cards.
Oh, okay. That's a good way. That's a good way of kind of visualizing it.
Yeah. And then for your carbohydrates, your brown rice, quinoa, I would say half a cup.
Okay.
But the thing is, it is very individualized. So depending on the amount of calories that you should be eating in your day to maintain your weight, or if you're trying to lose weight, you have to have that deficit. Yeah.
Okay. But just don't, everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation.
So what you're
That is
not
my
recommending is to skip meals and,
no.
decrease the number of protein or
No.
carbs
Or
or,
carbs.
anything like that. Because I think that's what the extremes people go for
Exactly.
with those myths about, the juicing diet or reducing the carbs or the other fads that are out there.
Yeah. And I think if you're eliminating food, you're bound to go back. You're depriving yourself of that food. So if you're, let's say, I'm not going to have ice cream because, that is my, your trigger food. But what if you allowed yourself to have that ice cream? Then you're not going to want to have it every day because you can have it. So that's really what I like to tell my patients. And that's what we do really at Core Life, everything in moderation.
Okay. So you don't deprive yourself
No.
either. Just eat it in moderation or, couple it with another healthy thing like the celery and the peanut butter.
Exactly. That balance.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a lot of like psychological too with the physical. Psychologically you think that you can't have something, but then when you are wanting it, you eat like a lot of it, or you eat like consistently because you can't have it.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I like to tell my patients to have it.
Yeah, you're just going to want it even more later.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So one other question I have is, eating healthy can be expensive. Costs are rising. How can someone eat healthy on a budget?
Well, I don't think eating healthy is expensive, if you do it right? One of my, I'll say there's 2 tips. Let's just say going to the grocery store first. By going to the grocery store with your list and, your grocery list, your meal plan set, you won't buy other products that you don't necessarily need. So that's one tip. And another tip I'm always tell my patients is don't go to the grocery store hungry because then you're going to get everything because you're starving, right? So you'll take a lot more than you need home and spend more money. Mm-hmm. So those would be the 2 tips of going to the store. So when we're at the store, what can we choose? Going to the store, I would choose more, store brands, generic. That's fine, right? Also frozen, frozen vegetables, frozen fruit. That doesn't necessarily mean it's less nutritious. Actually, sometimes it has more nutrients. They freeze it in the process. So the nutrients are still there. I also say, buy your grains in bulk, your, dried beans in bulk, go to, Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club. That's going to help as well.
I like that don't go to the grocery store hungry. I've done that many times
I've definitely been guilty of that. No grocery list. Going to store hungry. Definitely done both of those.
Yep. I've gotten better though. As I've had my little one, I really have to think ahead. So that's a good tip. Anything that you have, Nimit?
No, I think I learned so much today.
Okay. Is there anything else, Sabrine, that you want to add? Maybe, just 3 things that our listeners should do to change their eating habits and be healthier that we want to leave them with?
Well, let's try, add 1 fruit or vegetable to your day. I would say add beans to your diet and decrease sugar sweetened beverages.
Okay. So that's like soda and juice and things like that.
Yes. Because we tend to think 100% juice doesn't have sugar. But I did a presentation the other day and we were looking at a bottle of apple juice and it was 100% made from apples. That bottle had 45 grams of sugar. So women should have 25 grams of sugar daily. Men should have 35 grams daily. That bottle just took you over your limit.
Okay.
Wow.
So watch the juice, watch the soda.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to add one more tip that you said earlier that I'm going to try to continue to remember, which is get more fiber.
Perfect.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
Those beans.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today and sharing all of these great tips on healthy eating and good nutrition.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So if you want to learn more about Core Life, visit corelifemd.com. And then you can also find more on Adventist Healthcare at adventisthealthcare.com. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe or follow wherever you get your podcasts so you can get our new episodes. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and be well.